Hello students, welcome to today's video classroom. Subject Computer Science, paper Programming in C++. Today topic default arguments. Default arguments. So generally there are the two words, one is the arguments and another one is parameters. So what do you mean by arguments? What do you mean by parameters? Arguments are the variables defined in function definition, a function prototype. Parameters are the variables passed in function call. Passed in function call. So for example, there is a sum function is there. Here I declare integer a comma integer b. So these are called as arguments. What do you mean by parameters? In the main function, I am calling the some function with some parameters x, y. These are called as a parameters. So the value x is assigned to a, the value y is assigned to b. So these are called as a parameters. These are called as a arguments. Now default arguments. The default arguments are the arguments that are initialized with the values in the function prototype. Values are the variables are initialized. Arguments some values are will be initialized with the values. Okay? Here some like this integer a integer b is equal to say value 10. B is equal to 10. Now B is a default argument. Simple. So default arguments are the arguments that are initialized with some values. Initialized with some values. Where in the function prototype. And these values are passed automatically if no argument is provided in the function call. So actually some function, how many arguments are taking? Two arguments. If you call sum of, say for example, 25 comma 35, 25 comma 35, the 25 is assigned to a, 35 is assigned to b. Okay, for example, I have called the function sum function like this. So actually the sum function has to take how many arguments? Two arguments. So the sum function calling must pass two parameters, but I am passing only one parameter. At that this will be assigned to the variable a. Now automatically what is the b value? Automatically by default it will take the 10. By default it will take the 10. That means when a argument is initialized with the value, if the function call does not pass any value, the default value will be taken. అంటే డిఫాల్ట్ ఒక సమ్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్ సమ్ వాల్యూతో ఇనిషియలైజ్ ఉంది. ఫంక్షన్ కాలింగ్లో ఎలాంటి వాల్యూని మనం మెన్షన్ చేయకపోతే ఇక్కడ డిఫాల్ట్ వాల్యూ తీసుకుంటుంది. ఇఫ్ యూ మెన్షన్ ఎనీ వాల్యూ దట్ ఈజ్ అసైన్డ్ విత్ ద వేరియబుల్ బి. దట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫాల్ట్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్. సి default arguments are the arguments that are initialized with the values in the function prototype, and these are passed to the parameters automatically. Okay, the default arguments are usually listed in the function prototype lo listed chesund. Ela chestam mare the default arguments literal values. Literal means that constants. Man token lo chadivam. Literal means that constant. The constants are assigned with the is equal to operator. Okay, how it will write like this. See, they are given an example. Void area int x int y is equal to given. Sir, we have to assign the values from right to left. Sir, first in x is equal to 20 rasanu, y is equal to em undadu ala undaddu. So we have to assign the values from right to left. So sometimes we may have all variables may be a default arguments. అంటే ఇక్కడ similar y equal 20 తో పాటు x is equal to some value ఇవ్వచ్చు. But we have to assign from right to left only. Right to left we have to go. Okay, next, this is a function prototype. The above prototype declares a default value of 20 to the argument y. Okay, so if you call the function area of 45, if you call the function area of 45, this 45 passes to the argument x only, argument x only. Okay, so the value of the function uses the default value 20 for the y, and that means the function call automatically take the 45 comma 20, like that. Okay, next, if you call the function call the area of 45 comma 25, that means that the value 45 passes to the x, the value 25 passes to the y. So whenever that value provided, the default value will be ignored and the 25 will be assigned to the y. If the value is not provided in the function call, automatically the default value will be taken. So that is called as a default argument. Okay, all clear? Default argument means the values are assigned with argument in the function prototype, and these values are passed to the parameter automatically if no argument is provided in the function call. Okay, see here I given a simple example program. Here I am finding the simple interest by using a function definition simple. So in the main function I am reading only principal amount and time. So and I am passing the principal and time to the simple interest function. But the simple interest function, if you want to find out the simple interest, we need principal amount, time and rate of interest. But I taken the rate of interest by default 0.1. Rate of interest by default 0.1 అనేది నేను తీసుకోవడం జరిగింది. Okay, so here this is a function prototype. The function definition will be calculated like this. So here I'm passing only p and t. I'm reading p and t, I'm passing p and t. So coming to here, there are the three parameters are there. There are the three parameters are there, but we are passing only two parameters. Here three parameters are there, you are passing only two parameters. So automatically what happens, the p value will be assigned to the p, t will be assigned to the n. What is the r value? It will take the 0.1 by default. 0.1 by default. So this is a program to demonstrate the default argument. So you can write any program simply. For example, I written a simple program, you can write also. So for example, I written another program that is called as area. Given the area of function code, you can write the program of area also. Area program kuda మనం calculation చేయొచ్చు. Any program simply we have to practice by the default argument because it is an important topic. So mostly previously reference variable and default argument both రెండింటి కమాండ్గా ఎగ్జామ్లో 10 మార్క్స్కు 15 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్ 20 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్ రావడం జరిగింది లాస్ట్ టైం. Reference variable and default arguments, but both are not supported in C language. C language we don't have the reference variables and default arguments. In C++ only we have the default arguments. Okay students, practice this topic. Okay students.